They are presently, at Coachella.
Wrestling is my favorite niche sport, and is perhaps one of the most misunderstood. If you ask a random person on the street, arm wrestling conjures up ideas of drunk idiots at a bar with fragile egos trying to out-macho each other. But that's not the case at all.
We got new Casually Explained, baby. Let's watch. I'm glad that he's back to making videos.
Travis Bajan's actually really good. Beyond that, our general view of arm wrestling is made up of those videos where neither person knows what they're doing and just straight up snaps their forearm clean in half. This isn't what arm wrestling is about, because in reality, the arm wrestling community is a lot like the bodybuilding community. People think bodybuilding is about vanity and trying to be more jacked than other guys so you can get girls, but anyone who's gone to the gym long enough knows the only people admiring your micro-thong is the other homies. In a similar sense, arm wrestling appears to be two roided up monsters with wrists bigger than my neck trying to rip the other person's arm right out of the socket. But if you start a match and your opponent doesn't want to hold your hand, you literally ask the referee to get the strap on. It's remarkably progressive, really. What most people don't know about arm wrestling is that it's primarily a hand, wrist, and forearm sport. It's not entirely how much you can bicep curl. In a sense, it's similar to rock climbing, because even though the specific strengths are different, in rock climbing you can take a super jacked bodybuilder, but because he's never trained his grip in a crimp position, he's going to be barely any better than an average guy, because it's largely about your finger strength to body weight ratio. Similarly, professional arm wrestling requires strengths that most regular gym bros never train, such as being able to rapidly fuck.
Sorry, I was not even looking at the fucking video at all. I'm sorry. It's toy time. No, it's toy time. I'm going to try to put her on the pad again. See if she poops. I know it's coming. Now that she's doing toy time. Now that she's doing toy time, a poop is coming. Like, I can feel it. Shit on the YouTube flag? Yeah, do it. Not exactly on the P, but she is very close in proximity to the PP. ne getirdin? Merak ediyorum. Verme oğlum kokuyu. She already knows. Girl. Knows how to sit already. Just kidding. That's a trick. It's the easiest one to teach. When I got her yesterday, she literally was so young that she didn't even know that like treats, like she didn't even know the crumple sound. Like she didn't even associate that with like delicious goodies. That's how young she was. Going, no, don't. Laying on the pee-pee. Not do that. Okay.
Fuck off under the table.
Let's react to casually explain together.
Shorts in a foreign language. Thinks that most in a crimp position, he's going to be barely any better than an average guy because it's largely about your finger strength to body weight ratio. Similarly, professional arm wrestling requires strengths that most regular gym bros never train, such as being able to rapidly fuck off under the table or shitpost on YouTube shorts in a foreign language. While most people think of arm wrestling as a side-to-side movement, this is literally how you end up breaking your feeble, normal person bones. If your real-life opponent insists that anything but side-to-side is cheating, make sure you do it over a ledge so you at least get a banger of a live leak video. In reality, arm wrestling properly is almost always both people pulling corner to corner, or occasionally one person pressing and another person pulling. If you ever see someone using their body weight in a casual environment, that is actually the safe and proper way to arm wrestle because it keeps your arm in line with your shoulder. If, however, you want some MLG pro tips to beat your friends at the bar, here are some tricks. Grip their thumb higher up for more leverage, start with a slightly cupped hand, bring your elbow and shoulder in closer to the middle to get a higher hand position and a narrower V shape through your arm and shoulder, lean in as close as possible to the other person, give them a quick peck on the lips, and then hit them with a flash pin like the patriot you are. There are then additional stylistic techniques such as back pressure, side pressure, posting, which I like to do at most once per year. Then there's pronation, top rolling, and hooking. Then there's the more unorthodox moves like flop pressing, the king's move, the dad move, and many others that you can employ to emphasize your opponent's childhood weaknesses and engage your strengths. There is of course one strategy above all else, however, which is just being really fucking strong. Again, at least physically. One of the reasons—
Bro, look at these fucking hands, dog. Look at the... I mean, that's insane.
One of the reasons I find arm wrestling so appealing is because it has one of the highest genetic anomaly to overall population ratios of any sport that I know of. Think of how crazy it was back in the day when Usain Bolt, who was 6 inches taller than what everyone thought a professional sprinter should be, came in and smoked every world record. And we all said, wow, very fast and impressive. I'm greatly pleased by this novelty. Arm wrestling is like that, but it's almost every single person. Some people say, you know, what if there was a version of the Olympics where everyone was allowed to do as many drugs as they want, and we say, to heck with it, let's see what humanity's really capable of. And if you know anything about sports, that already exists and it's called the Olympics. But in arm wrestling, it goes beyond that, not to just the limit of human pharmaceuticals, but the limits of human evolution. What if you combined a crab with a human? That's right, Oleg Zoke, the greatest left-handed sub-heavyweight of all time, and all-around nice guy. How about a human in a can of spinach? Exactly, Alan Fisher, who reminds me of someone but I can't quite put my finger on it. How about a bunch of bananas and a human? Not a gorilla, it's Denis Saplenkov's hands. Now imagine the enormous mythological creature, the Leviathan. Doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it? But if we shorten it a little bit... Exactly, Levon Saganashvili. This guy's 420 pounds and has nearly 10-inch wrists. For reference, I just measured the circumference of my ankle and it was 9 1/4. And look how thick those bad boys are. After looking at these mutant-level athletes, imagine what chance you'd have if you looked like a regular dad. Exactly, you'd be John Brzenk, the undisputed greatest of all time, because you have to remember my golden rule. Always hide your power level. One of the immediately noticeable characteristics of a lot of arm wrestlers is they can't fully extend their arms, and while that leads to some of the most contentious issues in the sport, it also leads me to believe that the evolutionary pressure on the T-Rex was actually nature's effort to create the perfect arm wrestler. Arms that barely extend to help them win matches, and a giant mouth to blame the shit refs. Nevertheless, while doctors in the YouTube comment section, which of course are the same people, often debate the cause of why arm wrestlers have arm...
Chat, look at this. He keeps like resting her head on my on my pec. Are you pranking us right now? I'm not paying attention to the YouTube video. I am, it's funny, but like it's hard.
Arms that are so messed up, there is yet to be a definitive conclusion. It does, however, remind me a lot of the people who watch mogul skiing videos and comment, why do they all need so many knee replacements? Or the people who comment, why does everyone keep getting brain damage? On League of Legends videos. What I love about the arm wrestling community is that it's niche enough that it's kind of like one big family and they all really admire each other. I remember seeing mainstream Reddit videos posted of guys like Denis Saplenkov crushing walnuts with his fingers or Oleg with his weird left arm, and people would comment, I mean, if that's what you've been given, then can't say I wouldn't do the same thing. As if what they experienced was some type of disability. And while yes, Dennis probably needs to use an iPad as a phone, these guys are genuinely revered in the community for their special abilities. Whether
okay,
it's Oleg's
she's
weird
officially
arm
on
hand,
the desk.
Dennis's
on her
unusual and jacked frame, Devin's fucked up elbows, Michael Todd's coping mechanisms, or Dave Chafee's table IQ. It's genuinely seen as each person's talent, and all the average people in the sport are envious
she's
they don't
looking
have
for
their
the
own
training
ultimate ability
bits
that other people can meme about. As it currently stands, the undisputed #1 super heavyweight is Levon Saganashvili. He's that one, by the way.
She's literally looking for the training bits. Oh, oh, oh. She just, I'm scared that he's gonna poop on the desk. You know what I mean? Hold on, I'm gonna put her back on the rug, on the pad. She's just looking up at me like, nah, dog, this shit ain't happening. Okay? This poop that you're looking for from my earlier consumption of food this morning is not gonna happen. She's just chilling. I've also never seen a dog be this chill about her own pee. She's just laying on her pee like it's nothing. They don't like to go inside. Replace the pad. It's not that. I wonder if that's the case. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put her outside for a second. Real quick. I'm going to take her in the front yard for a second. See if she wants to poop there. Maybe that's the case. I doubt it, but hold on. You won't be able to see that on camera, but
Anyway,
here,
he
watch
was
this
literally
real
obtained
quick.
final boss status because he only does super matches against one opponent at a time. While Hermes Gasparini recently showed some serious potential in stopping Levon in later rounds after tiring him out, the only person who's thought to be able to beat him currently is the Australian heavyweight Ryan Bowen, who everyone in the community agrees would win pretty easily, but unfortunately can't get his weight up to meet the class requirements. Meanwhile, there are probably a dozen other people who are similarly matched to each other who are all vying for number 2 in the world, because they all know the secret to arm wrestling success. Claim you're better than everyone else, then injure yourself before you have to prove it. One of the most popular arm wrestlers is Devin No Limits Larratt, who's not only world champion in multiple divisions and an ex-Canadian Special Forces member, but also one of the most charismatic ambassadors of the sport. When I was first researching arm wrestling a while back, I thought, hey, maybe I should try this. Let me see who the best arm wrestlers from my small city are. Perhaps one day it could be me. And then I was like, oh, it's Devin Larratt. Never mind. Anyway, joke's on him, there's no arm wrestling clubs here, so I'm still literally undefeated. Devin is a lot like if Goku and Wolverine were one person, and that he always ignores his injuries, rises to the challenge of new opponents, and then breaks his previous limit to defeat a stronger enemy. And he looks like a homeless Wolverine. While he was destroyed by Prime Dennis in 2018, this brought rise to the notorious Pancake Devin, who bulked up his 6.5-foot frame and easily defeated Michael Todd for the heavyweight title in 2021. Similarly, in order to challenge Levon, Devin surpassed even his pancake form to contend with the Georgian, but despite his efforts, maple syrup intake, and high IQ match preparation, Levon had a special strategy prepared, which was turning completely invisible. Interviewed later, Levon said that at the time, Pancakes with Syrup Devin was probably the second strongest arm wrestler on the planet, validating the moniker Devin, Levon is the limit, Larratt, which I'm sure he will not be pleased with me saying out loud in this video. Since then, other characters have emerged, such as Hermes No Fat Only Quality Gasparini, who, after learning English to sell merch, is now clearly the main number 2 contender. There's also Zaur, 10 to 12 minute breaks between sets but still gets injured anyway Paizalayev, another less tested number 2 contender, and Dennis, never show any emotion because then they'll know your power level Saplenkov, who is staging his comeback. As I'm sure you can tell, I absolutely nailed the native pronunciation of all those names. Dennis, who I'm referring to on a first-name basis because I like to imagine we're best friends, unfortunately fell ill in 2018, but was previously considered the strongest arm wrestler ever before Levon, and is considered by some to be the only person in the weight class who could potentially match him on a strength basis, given not only his past dominance, but being pretty much the only person to have stronger gym lifts in multiple exercises, having an enormous amount of table experience, insane hand strength, and having possibly the most unbendy arms in the game.
Why does he know so much about arm wrestling, dude? It's like kind of wild. No, she did not poop. Murat's looking at her. Murat's taking care of her right now. See if she will.
He's the only person who, after his illness, looked like this and people said, "Oh, he looks so small and frail. I hope he recovers soon." And then you step back a second and think, well, wait a minute, he's curling my bench press. This guy's massive. And you're forced to diagnose yourself with someone else's body dysmorphia. Thankfully, he's been doing a lot better, and it's especially exciting because Dennis and Levon have never faced each other before, and everyone's hoping that Levon triples his Georgian pancake intake, Dennis absorbs another bar of plutonium.
Oh my god. I'm such a fucking fatty that, like, even seeing that pancake makes me want to have some pancake.
Turns his hat backwards, and I can pay $25 to watch it on the internet. Similarly, with the internet, it's the first time ever that teenagers around
Murat yaptı mı? Murat? On.
the world with giant hands, forearms, and literally no lower body have finally found their calling. I mean, I think we're currently in the golden age of arm wrestling, so I highly recommend you get involved by getting a bag of chips, leaning back in your gaming chair, and watching hours of arm wrestling YouTube videos back to back without ever participating like me.
Okay, mission success. Murat was able to make her pee and poop outside. Holy fuck. That's right. We did it, folks. We did it. We all did it. We all played a role in this. Hi, Murat. Yeah, I gave him credit, Mom. Mom is mad that I'm not. She's mad that I said we did it, folks, when it was Murat who helped out. Oh my God, she's gonna take that fucking YouTube flag down. No. It's so funny how big she is already and is like incapable of recognizing her own size, I guess, because she will quite literally fucking push the gate. Oh, she's crying. She's whining a little bit. She's bored. She's like, I'm awake and I'm not getting enough energy from you and I don't like it. You have confined me to this space. You have contained me. She's for prison abolition. This is a prison abolitionist dog. Let's see. She's checking the space out now. Climbing mountains. This dog so much. She's patrolling? Maybe. How old is she? Is she your first pet? No. I had a dog. I had a dog before her. I had a big pit bull by the name of Fish before her. And you know, most engagement you've had? What do you mean? Because of the dog? Attach crate to fenced-in area? I did do that. I think she's getting restless. I think she's getting bored. Yeah, she's like I'm recognizing the confines of my mere existence. She's starting to get bored. I think I might have to end the stream. Oh. Look at this. I think I'm going to end the stream here, guys. And I'm going to go spend some time with her. Hold on, Kaya. Hold on, baby. Okay. You know what, guys? On that note, I think that I will run the last 1 minute ad break here. She's crying a little bit. And I am going to see you guys tomorrow. Monday, regular old news day. We're back. I mean, obviously, it's going to be a little different because I do have her here. But now that she got her poop out, she probably has some energy. She wants to play around, so I'm going to do that now. All right. As a dad, I have a new set of responsibilities now. So I got to go deal with those responsibilities. The quick, short, 5-hour stream. Wanted to share this with you. Looking at me like, what the fuck's going on, Dad? Anyway, love you all. We'll be back with some normal news. Bye, everybody. Love you all. Peace. Hasan is streaming. Hasan is streaming. There he is again. Hasan is streaming. Hasan is streaming. Review in the P.O. box. Uncle, you could